The 2011 gun deer season is winding down. Did you bag that trophy buck?
Well, Emily Deem is checking out a local taxidermist this morning. She's live in Grand Chute with more. I bet you they've been busy this time of year, huh, Em?
Yes, Doug, very busy. We are out here at Trails End Taxidermy Studio in Grand Chute. I have Jeff Robinson, who is here with me this morning. He is a taxidermist, been doing this for more than 30 years. Jeff, good morning to you.
Hi.
Now, we have the name Studio that's in Trails End Taxidermy Studio. Tell me why that's in there.
Well, actually, studios, they tend to customize the work a little more than a shop does. Shops are more production oriented, so if you have a special request or the animal has a special need or pose or something obviously noteworthy that it wants to be portrayed as, we customize that.
And it's awesome in here, this studio out here in Grand Chute. I mean, there's so many things that you have and that you do, which we'll get to in a little bit, but we have some tips, for hunters that you have. If you want to, mount your deer a proper way, tell us some tips that you have for the hunters out there.
Well, I think one of the most common mistakes that I see is when someone capes it themselves, they cut the brisket too short. So what you have to remember is that when you have a deer hanging upside down like this and you want to skin it, you look at the back of the front leg, and where the brown and the white hair meet, which is really the simplest way to say it, that's where you want to run your knife blade up. So if you take and follow that as a straight line and you go all the way back to where you gutted the animal, you'll have plenty of brisket when you peel that all down. And it's really pretty simple. The main thing too also is when you put a knife in, I use a really thin blade because it's easier to work around bone, is to actually slide from underneath the skin slowly so that you don't cut the hair.
And when you have your deer, how long do you want it before you get it mounted? Like, what would you say is a good time frame for that?
Well, truthfully, the fresher the better, kind of like anything. It's not bad if you let it set for a 24-hour period to let the blood kind of set in the skin, so to speak, so it's not warm. But then you should be peeling the hide off. The ears need to be turned inside out. The lips need to be split. A lot of detail work that when it starts to dry and spoil is just not good.
And this is something you've worked hard, all year to get, and you really want to take care of it.
Yep. You don't want to mess up at the end over something small like showing it to too many people for too long.
Yeah. All right, Jeff, thanks so much for being here. He does so much more than just, deer mounts. I can't wait to show you all of his work. We'll send it back to you for now.
All right. Thanks, Emily.
Thanks, Em.